Hi everyone, this is Molly McCord. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me again for another teaching astrology video. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the North Node. There are actually two calculations that are tracked for the North Node. And in November 2018, the North Node changes signs. It moves from Leo into Cancer. And I wanted to show you what that looks like through the two different ways that we follow the North Node, and also just run through what an ephemeris looks like here for you too. An ephemeris is how we track the planets, and it shows where each planet is in the sky and what it's doing. So let's just run through this really quickly here. Obviously, it says there at the top, Swiss ephemeris for the year 2018. Here's the month of November, and this is 00 universal time is what that means. And then over on this left column is the day. So November 1st is on a Thursday, November 2nd is on a Friday, November 3rd is on a Saturday, and so on, all right? And then the ephemeris always tracks the planets. So at the very top here, you can see all of the planets. And then this shows the planet as it moves through the degree, the sign, and the minute. Okay, 8 degrees of Scorpio, 30 minutes on November 1st, right? And so then you can follow how that happens with the moon. There's Mercury at 0 degrees of Sag. Venus, see how there's 29R? That R stands for retrograde. She starts the month in retrograde. Then we have Mars at 21 degrees, Aquarius. Jupiter at 28 degrees of Scorpio. I'm assuming you're following along there on that first line. Saturn, 4 degrees of Cappy. Uranus, 0 degrees retrograde. Taurus. Neptune, 13 degrees retrograde in Pisces. Pluto, 19 degrees Capricorn. And then we come to the two North Nodes. So this is how you basically read an ephemeris. And let's take a look at what's going on with these two North Nodes, because you'll see different astrologers talking about the date changes of the North Nodes in two different ways. So we have the true North Node and the mean North Node. The true North Node has a T inside there. The North Node looks like the headphones, right, that you put on your head. North Node has this true, has the T inside, and the mean does not. Now, when you first hear about the two North Nodes, most people say, oh, I want to follow the true North Node because it's called true, right? And you think, well, that's the one to go with. Well, mean North Node isn't mean like I'm going to steal your lunch money and put your backpack in the pond. Mean is in reference to the mathematical term around the average, okay? And the two differences here is in how the nodes are calculated and how they're tracked. So when we follow the true North Node, I want to show you here what it looks like. So go right down here to 29 degrees D, right? Direct. It goes direct for 2 days, and then 2 days later at 29, it's retrograde. Retrograde. Then it turns direct, and then it ends the month retrograde. Now, typically we understand that the North Node is always retrograde, okay? The true North Node is understanding that actually this is a point in the sky and it zigzags back and forth. It starts and stops. It's direct and then retrograde and then direct and then retrograde. So it does the zigzag manner. The mean calculation keeps it in a continuous flow of retrograde. There's no direct stationing. It just keeps flowing retrograde because it takes the average of all this back and forth and creates a continual flow of energies. So I use the mean North Node because that is easier to follow. It's a smoother energy. It just allows it to stay retrograde. With the true North Node, you're always looking at the zigzag energy, direct, retrograde, direct, retrograde. So some astrologers will use one version of the North Node and not the other. So if you're looking at things throughout November and it's referencing different dates for when the North Node moves from Leo into Cancer, you're looking at the two different interpretations of the North Node. So here we have, I marked it there for you. You can see how the true North Node moves into Cancer on November 6th. Where's my pen? There it is, November 6th. And then the mean North Node moves into Cancer on November 16th, 10 days later. So you might be seeing that around town with different astrologers referencing different dates. It just depends on which North Node they use. And, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong. It's not like one's right and one's wrong. It's simply about the interpretations that are preferred. Like I said, I use the mean because I like the steadiness of it, the flow, the easiness of the energy. And so I will be referencing it as shifting from Leo into Cancer on the 16th. Again, this is all based on the universal time, so it does depend on your time zone and location on the earth. But that's what's going on here. So November is when the nodes change from Leo into Cancer, and that will shift the energy of where we're growing. Because the North Node is about the collective growth. It's about where we are learning new skills based on who we are at this point in the journey. It's where we're meant to be developing and stepping into those energies. So we step into the power of Cancer, which is the power of trust, of your heart. It's a feminine energy. It's mothering and nurturing. It's looking at how you're honoring your inner space and your feelings. Are you listening to the feelings? Are you listening to those powerful emotions that are coming up? They could be from childhood, because Cancer is about our childhood programming and conditioning, how we learned to feel safe in the world, how we felt loved for our feelings, if our feelings were acknowledged or heard. So we're doing some inner child work with the North Node in Cancer. I'll be sharing more with you about this in my weekly podcast that I upload here to YouTube every Monday and Wednesday. We'll be talking about these energies even more. But I just wanted to call out for you what might be happening or going on if you are seeing that there's two different dates referenced for that transition. And also just give you this brief intro to what an ephemeris looks like. You can also check out the ephemeris for any year over at astro.com. Just go to the search field and type in ephemeris and whatever year you're looking for, and you'll get a lot of good information. So I hope this has been helpful for you, my friends, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.